Hey guys, hello Bella, and this is going to be a September monthly reset video. I am doing this for the second time. I really like this format, and I've seen a lot of people kind of explain their goals and sort of set a foundation for how their month is going to go, and I like that conceptually, and I like the fact that I'm able to share it with you guys, and you guys can hold me accountable. So what we're going to do is we're going to look over what I accomplished in August, what I didn't accomplish, and kind of talk about, what were the factors leading up to whether I did success or failure in my goals. And then we're going to set new goals for the month of September. Then we're going to look at my finances for the month of August, and then we're going to go over some of my favorite things for August, like favorite products, favorite shows, whatever I'm enjoying for this month. So if I had to give myself a grade for August, I would give myself an A-, I guess. I set incredibly ambitious goals for August, especially considering the fact that I pretty much had a surgery done on my back, and I did a lot of things that, were productive before that, but I've also been really productive after I had my procedure done, and that is something that I'm very proud of because I was worried that this whole month was gonna kind of be a wash. I did a lot of things that I didn't even intend to do. I just got motivated by, checking things off. I set so many goals for myself that I thought I'll never be able to accomplish all of those, but I'm proud to say that I pretty much did everything that I set out to do this month, aside from a couple things that were, trip related or me having to go somewhere. And yeah, so let's just get into what I did accomplish in August. So the first thing that I did in August was I started going to therapy. I actually had 3 sessions with my therapist in August, and I really like my therapist. She's cool, she's closer to my age, and I feel like we are really getting along well, and I feel like it's going to be a good thing for me. We're doing EMDR type of therapy, and this is a therapy that I've never tried before personally, and I'm sort of just now starting to learn how the process works because we're only on our 3rd session, but I would say that I'm really proud of myself for going to therapy. Now, another goal that I had set for August was to also go to a psychiatrist, but I've talked with my therapist and we don't really see it as a major priority right now, and plus it's really difficult to find a psychiatrist in the area that I'm in. We only have 2 or 3, and they're notorious for being very, very bad at their jobs. So if I'm gonna go to a psychiatrist, I'm probably gonna have to travel like an hour away, so it's not something that I'm super motivated to do right now, especially that I am in therapy about 3 times a month at this point. So the next thing that I did that I think is a huge accomplishment for me was I had my procedure done. I had a car accident back in December, and it has messed up my back very bad. I've had chronic pain since, and I was able to finally have my nerve ablation procedure done. It's like a procedure where they burn off the parts of your nerve that are causing you the pain. So I had that done on the left side of my back, and it's feeling a lot better. I'm still having pain on the right side of my back and in my lower back, but right now I can tell a pretty big difference between before and after, even after only about a week and a half has gone by. I'm really happy with the results, and I hope that my doctor and I can continue working on some sort of plan to make myself have as close to a full recovery as possible, because this past year has been really tough for me because of my accident. It's been difficult to do things like sleep and walk, and those are things that we take for granted as something that, oh, we can just do that, but being able to do it without pain has been impossible for me this year. And so just being able to finally get some progress made with that was honestly one of the biggest accomplishments of August for me. So I had another goal to read 2 books. I actually wound up finishing these 3 books. I did not really intend to read 3 books. It just kind of happened. The first one I finished was Not That Bad by Roxane Gay, and this one is some heavy subject matter, so I'm not sure if you guys want to read that or not. The second one that I finished was The Home Edit, and this one prompted me to clean my entire house and declutter everything. You can ask Daniel. I was throwing away so much stuff. I threw away 20% of our house probably, and I really enjoyed this book. It's a really pretty book. It has lots of pictures and gives you a lot of ideas, so it was a fun book to read. The third book I read this month, and probably the best book honestly, was The Sun Does Shine by Anthony Ray Hinton. This is a book about a man who was wrongfully convicted, and he was on Alabama death row for 30 years, and he finally got out in 2015, I believe, and he basically, you know, told his story and talked about how he was convicted, and it talks a lot about the ethics of the death penalty. And you know, a lot of people on Alabama death row have been wrongfully convicted, and you know, it's just really prompted me to sort of educate myself a little bit more. I started learning about the Equal Justice Initiative that was founded by Bryan Stevenson. I had already seen the movie Just Mercy, so I was kind of familiar with it, but this book really opened my eyes to some of the injustices, and it really was a good read. I've been kind of bad lately about reading depressing books, and maybe I need to get out of that for September. I'm going to tell you guys my theme for September is going to be having fun and enjoying myself, because August was kind of just, it wasn't, you know, it was really much a put your nose to the grindstone and get this stuff done kind of month, and I'm proud of myself for doing it, but I feel like I need a little bit of a break going into September, so I'm going to be more relaxed with my goals in September. So another goal was for me to get a massage, and I did do that. Massages are expensive. They're about $75 to $100 an hour where I live. Mine I think was like $77. So I did get a massage this month, and I have another one scheduled for next month. I think that's just going to be something that I decide to do for myself every single month, because I always come away from it feeling better. The next thing I accomplished was go to one new place, and I actually wound up going on a trip to Huntsville with my boyfriend. We had a doctor's appointment there, so we went to Dave & Buster's after our doctor's appointment, and we also went to Trader Joe's. And so I'd never been to either one of those places as an adult. We just had a really good time. It was nice to kind of feel like a kid again. You don't really get that feeling very much as an adult anymore, so it was a really good time. And then we went to the Trader Joe's. I always hear about Trader Joe's from like everyone online, and people seem to be like obsessed with it, so I really wanted to see what it was all about. They just built one in Huntsville, so I did go there. We bought maybe $20 worth of stuff. There wasn't really anything that we felt super compelled to buy, but I could see how you would be kind of into it. It's sort of like an upscale Aldi to me. So my next goal was to do 4 YouTube videos, and I actually wound up doing 5 videos, and I guess 6 videos if you count this one. I'm not sure when I'll be able to upload it, but I did do the videos that I wanted to do and sort of, you know, didn't focus too much on analytics. One thing that I can kind of get bogged down with is checking the analytics on my videos, and you know, personally I have no control over what happens once I post this content. It's sort of up to YouTube to decide that and up to the audience. So one thing that I wanted to focus on this month was being, you know, a little less crazy when it comes to checking things, even with checking sales in my business. I know that when I check my sales, you know, there's nothing that directly correlates to me checking sales and making sales. So that's one thing I wanted to work on. So I did 5 YouTube videos, and then I also did 8 shorts. And I know that a lot of people don't like shorts, and I can honestly say that, you know, I feel like they're just trying to compete with TikTok in a lot of ways, but I did do some shorts, and I was able to actually get 10,000 more views from shorts, and that added 11 subscribers to my channel. So I mean, although I know that a lot of you don't like the shorts, I'll probably continue making them because it seems like they're bringing in a different type of audience and more views, and you know, it's something that I feel like I can do short form content that doesn't necessarily you know, warrant its own video. There's things that are 10 or 15 seconds long that are kind of just interesting to me. The next goal that I accomplished was to host a game night, and I did do that with my friends. I actually did that like the first week of August, so right now it seems like a really long time ago, but I know it was only a couple weeks ago. But we did have a pretty fun game night. The last goal that I accomplished was to cook 1 new meal, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I don't know, I get nervous when I'm cooking new things, because the worst thing that I want to do is waste a bunch of money on something that doesn't taste good and then have it stuck in the fridge. And you know, I just don't want to have a failure as a meal. But the meal that I cooked was actually really good. It was a crustless chicken pot pie that I made in the crock pot, and I wound up having some garlic bread with it most times that I ate it, but we ate off of that for like a week, and we had so many meals off of it, and it wound up being super cheap to make. I got all the ingredients from Aldi, so I'm happy that I did make something new this month. Okay, now we're going to move on to goals that I did not completely accomplish, or I didn't accomplish at all. When I say completely, I mean that sometimes I set goals for myself like do this thing for X amount of times for the month, and so if I didn't complete the amount of times that I set out to do, we're just going to consider that like, you know, it's not a complete failure, but it's not a complete win. So I'm trying to be honest with you guys about what it really looks like when you set goals and you don't achieve them, because you know, a lot of times we can be really hard on ourselves, but to me personally, I don't think that that really does anything for you. It actually makes it harder to accomplish your goals. So we're just going to kind of go into this with the mindset that like we did the best we could with what we had, and you know, what did we actually get done. So I told you guys that I wanted to do 14 workouts total. So I wanted to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday workouts. I actually wound up doing 11 of the 14 workouts. So I worked out for 35% of days this month, and I'm considering that still a win. I probably could have pushed myself a little bit more, but what actually happened was after I had my procedure done, my doctor told me that I don't need to be doing anything for at least a week. So that cut out 25% of the month. So I was not able to work out for a whole entire week, 7 days, and that really did contribute to why I didn't meet that goal in particular. Now, the next goal that I didn't fully meet was my step goal. So I had a goal to do 52,500 steps, which is 7,500 steps per day, and I met that goal 2 out of 4 weeks. The last 2 weeks I didn't meet the goal. Number one, because my doctor told me to take it easy and kind of relax, and number two was probably just because I was just not being deliberate about it. It's actually kind of hard for me to get that many steps a day, especially working from a computer and working from home. I just don't get a lot of steps, and one thing that I want to be is more deliberate about just kind of getting up and walking around when I'm at my desk. But anyways, I did only fail by about 10,000 steps both of those weeks, so I still achieved about 80% of the goal those 2 weeks that I failed, and the other 2 weeks I was successful. So I'd say overall, not a total failure, just something that, I didn't quite accomplish fully. So I did not do the photo shoot that I wanted to do. I reached out to the animal shelter about it, and they told me that they were really excited and that they wanted to make time for me to come, but they haven't gotten back to me. So I'm assuming they're really slammed and they're busy. If you guys don't know, I did some volunteer work where I took pictures of dogs at the animal shelter for them to post on their Facebook page. It's something that I wanted to do again this month, but I just did not get around to that. And I thought about maybe offering someone a free photo shoot, like someone that I know, just so I could practice my photography skills, but I didn't wind up doing that. And I wrote down that, I guess I was nervous to ask someone and kind of embarrassed. So that's something that I want to explore, I guess. Why do I feel like, my photography is not worthy, or why do I feel like I can't do it? What is the limiting belief there, I guess, is what I need to ask myself. So I also had a goal to hike at one new place, and I did not get around to doing that either, but I am proud to say that I planned a camping trip for this weekend. So I'm going to be camping this Saturday, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to a campground that I haven't been to in about 3 years, and I'm going with some people that I really, really love and I love spending time with, so I think it's going to be a great weekend. So this is something else that I wanted to introduce to you guys. In my journal spread for the month, I have my goals laid out, and then I have my intentions, and then on the side I have another page that says things I got done this month, and that's where I go to put things down that weren't necessarily goals at the beginning of the month, but they are something that I want to give myself credit for. I want to give myself a little pat on the back for it, and I just want to acknowledge what I did. So some of the things I got done this month: I renewed my real estate license, I got a haircut, I got ungated in 4 new brands to sell on Amazon. If you guys don't know, I'm a full-time Amazon and eBay seller, and you have to go through a little bit of a process to be able to sell certain brands, and I did that process for 4 new brands, so I'm proud of myself for that. I also sent in 11 Amazon FBA shipments, which is also related to my business. And I also renewed my car tag. So a lot of adulting done this month, and I wanted to be able to give myself credit for that. So I have a whole page in my journal that I have for just giving myself credit for things that I did. So that's the end of the August goals, and I will say that one thing that has really helped me stay on track in August was constantly coming back to that journal page and looking at my goals. And I also keep the same exact goals in my phone in the Notes app, so whether I'm looking at my journal or I'm looking at the Notes app, I can see where I'm at with my goals and how far I have to go, and constantly checking in on that maybe every other day is something that I highly recommend you to do, because you need to keep them fresh in your mind for you to keep working on them, especially things like working out and eating healthy. Those are things that, we can let those slip away pretty quickly just with our everyday life if we don't, tend to focus on those things. All right, guys, next we're going to be looking at my goals for September. So I have set a lot less goals for September because I have some exciting news for you guys. I am going on a cruise next month. In September, I'm going on a Caribbean cruise with Royal Caribbean, and we're going to be gone for 10 days out of the month. So I've only got about 20 days this month to get things done. So my goals for this month are going to reflect that time lost. So by the way, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this. This is my journal. This is really a simple journal. I got this from Hobby Lobby and it's the blank page. It's not really a fancy journal, but I've been keeping these as my journal for like 7 years at this point. I buy the same one every year, so I'm just a creature of habit. But this is how I record my goals first, and then I go back in the notes app in my phone and I put all of them in my phone as well. So my goals for September, number one is to have an amazing time on our cruise, and I set that as a goal because it's something that I do want to do. I want to make sure that I'm in a good headspace when I go on this trip. I've gone on vacation before and had a bad time because I wasn't in a good headspace, and I don't want that to happen on this trip. My next goal is to look into estate planning with an attorney. So in the event that I kick the bucket, I would like for my house and my money and my car to all be settled. And you know, I kind of have been beating around the bush about handling that, and I need to look into it. I need to talk with an attorney. And so that's something that I probably am going to try to do in September. I'm not sure if I'll get it completely finished, but I'm not sure if I need to do a will or a trust, or I'm not sure how that works. And basically, I'm going to consult a professional because I don't know what I'm doing, and I think that that's good advice for life. The next goal I have is something that I have been meaning to do, and that is set up a retirement account, like some kind of SEP IRA, or basically tax deferred account for my income that I want to put away, because I am self-employed. So I wound up paying a lot of taxes last year, and actually a couple years, because I didn't put that money anywhere else. If you don't put the money somewhere else, you're going to have to wind up giving it to the government. So trying to finagle a way to pay less taxes and trying to set up some kind of retirement account for myself, because personally I don't have a retirement account. I know I'm only 27, but the sooner that you start putting money into those things, the better off that you're going to be. And with the way that the economy and the world is now, I think it's going to be best if we save as much as possible for the future. My next goal is to help my BFF throw her wedding shower. She is getting married in October, and she's having her shower in September, and I am one of, I guess, the bridesmaids or whatever you want to call it. So I am helping her with her shower, and there's not a lot that goes into it. There's just kind of some planning that I wanted to do and some special things that I wanted to do for her on her shower. So that's one thing that I want to work on this month. I also want to finish 2 books. I'm keeping that goal the same as last month. It seemed like I was able to pretty easily finish 3 books last month, so I'm going to say 2 books for this month because I've only got about 20 days to do that. My next goal is to hang out with my little sister, with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We usually hang out at least 2 times a month, sometimes 2 or 3 times a month, but I want to make sure that I prioritize our relationship and we go and do something fun in the month of September. Next goal is to work out 7 times. So if you wonder why I chose that number, I just wanted to work out 1/3 of the time basically that I was at home. So 35% of the 20 days that I will be at home, I want to work out. Basically every 3 days I want to do a workout, and so I set that goal for myself because I feel like it will be accomplishable, and I feel like I need to make sure that I prioritize that. So that's why I wrote that down. The next goal is to continue counting my calories, and I'm shooting for 1900 calories a day, which isn't super low, but coming from eating pretty bad, it's hard for me to accomplish the 1900 calories right now, so I'm really trying to cut my calories down slowly. I did lose about a pound in August. I wasn't super focused on it, and I feel like with the right amount of effort and the right mindset, I should be able to continue losing weight throughout the rest of this year. Weight is something that I have really struggled with for my entire life, and I guess now is no different, so I'm pretty much always fighting that battle. The next goal I have is to set up a betta fish tank. So I recently got sort of obsessed with betta fish, and I have not pulled the trigger on any aquariums yet, but I wanted to set a goal for September to set up the aquarium and get it ready for the fish and cycle the water and set up the tank, decor. Really get excited about like the aquascaping, putting the plants in there and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get some live plants and try to get the tank set up for the fish. I'm not sure if I'll get the fish in September, but I do want to start doing that because it's a really relaxing hobby to me. It's a very expensive hobby, but there's some hobbies that are more expensive, obviously, like golf, and I don't plan on becoming a golfer. So I want to do the betta fish thing because I feel like it's just something that is going to be a low maintenance pet, but also just something that's good for my mental health and something that I can work on that gives me joy. And, you know, I really kind of just love animals. I love all creatures, and I feel like this is something that I've wanted to do. So it's something that I'm gonna try to do in September. My last big goal for September is to continue working on my Amazon business by finding new ways to source products. So being a reseller, my job is basically to figure out where I can get things cheaply in order to sell them for a profit on Amazon and eBay. And that has really changed in the last few years of how that business works. It's become a lot more difficult to find things at thrift stores and yard sales because it seems like almost everyone is doing it now and people are aware of it. So I've had to change up my business model quite a bit, and I am sort of pivoting right now. I'm not going to say too much, but right now I am trying out some new things and trying to see what works. So I want to continue doing that and continue exploring options to run my business more efficiently, and yeah, just can keep making money, but keep making it something that is something that I can do while I work from home. So my intentions for the month, so intentions to me are just sort of like attitudes or way of living or philosophy for the month that I want to take on. The first thing is that I want to honor my time by staying off of social media at all times. I know I get on social media a lot, and one way that I figured out how to combat that is to delete social media apps during the week and only look at it on the weekend. And I will say I'm not perfect. I did have like TikTok until like Tuesday one week this month, but overall I've been pretty successful in deleting it. I can re-download it on Friday and then delete it on Sunday night, and that way I have 5 days out of my week where I'm not just mindlessly consuming content. I still have YouTube, but I mean, it just seems like I can spend so much time on scrolling through things that I think it's just not a good use of my time. So my intention is to honor my time by not doing that this month. My second intention is to focus 1 minute a day on manifesting things that I want and visualizing things that I want. So kind of thinking about all the things that I want to accomplish or things I want to do or be or go to, and basically just kind of set space every day to meditate a little bit on that. And I've done this before and I've noticed really good things that happen from it. Just overall my mental health seems better when I do this. So that's my 2 intentions for the month. I didn't go really heavy on goals or intentions this month because to me personally, traveling is stressful enough as it is. I mean, traveling is really fun, don't get me wrong, but since I'm going to be gone for so much of this month, I want to make sure that I give myself space to kind of breathe and get ready for our trip, and that way I enjoy it and I'm not like a ball of stress when we actually do go on our trip. So those are my goals for September. All right, moving on to the budgeting portion of the video, we're going to talk about money and how much I spent and just overall the categories that I spend the money in. This is going to be just personal expenses. This is not anything business related, so that's not going to come into play here. So overall for the month of August, I spent $1,555. Relatively low month for me. Again, I had a low month last month. The month before that was a lot higher, so this month was a low month again, and I'm happy about that. The highest category that I spent money in was my car or vehicle transportation costs. That was $421. My car payment was $237. I had to get my tag renewed. That was $148 because I have a new car, so it costs more. And then I also got gas. That was $36. So I'm kind of surprised to see that I only got gas one time this month. That's pretty strange for me. I did look at my tank today and I'm on 1/4 of a tank, so I'll have to get gas again in a couple of days, but overall really did not spend much on gas this month, which is good. My utilities were $265. That is, something that I wanted to look into was getting a new HVAC unit, and it's really expensive, but I think that that is one of the main reasons why my utilities are so high is because my unit is really old and crappy, and, I'm just kind of waiting for summer to be over, hopefully, so we can get the utility bill down just a little bit because it's been so high lately, and I'm sure that y'all's has been high too. Comment if your utility bill is just stupid high this year, because I've heard that from so many people. I don't know about where you guys are living. I'm in North Alabama, but from everyone I've talked to, the utilities are just through the roof right now. The next category was travel. That was $250. I booked a hotel for us. We're going to be driving down to Fort Lauderdale to leave for our cruise. So we're going to stop about 8 hours in and sleep and then get up the next day and drive the rest of the way. So I booked a hotel. The hotel has peacocks outside of it, so I'm really excited about that. That is a weird fun fact, I guess, but I just booked a really weird Airbnb that I thought would be fun to sleep at. So I bought that, and I also bought a snorkeling excursion for us to go on our cruise, and I also bought some medicine and some hooks and things like that, some magnetic hooks for our cruise, for our room. So those are the travel things that I bought. Medical was $234. My insurance was $75. I paid a copay that was $65. I had some medicine that was $17, and then my massage was $77. And I'm counting my massage as medical because it does help with my pain. The next category was gifts. I spent $82, and I'm not going to get into what I bought because they are surprises for people who may be watching this video, but I did spend some money on gifts. I think I'm about to start Christmas shopping because I know that Christmas always sneaks up on me, so I think that that's something that I want to start budgeting for as well. Just kind of getting ready for the holidays, and I'm not one to go overboard on Christmas presents. I think me and Daniel have already agreed that we're not going to do gifts this year. We're just doing our cruise, and you know, we've got another trip planned for December. We're going back to Gatlinburg to the mountains in a cabin. So we've got a lot of fun stuff planned for this year, and I'm really excited about it. And I just don't feel the need to give gifts or get gifts. So it's just not something that we're going to worry about between each other as a couple because, I mean, the money's already spent on better things. So there's really no need in worrying about it. So for shopping, I spent $75. I bought these. I got these shoes. These are some Merrell shoes. I actually had a 40% off coupon code, so I wound up getting a really good deal on these. I think I paid like $130 for my last pair of Merrells, so really good deal there. That was the only thing that I bought for myself this month as far as shopping goes, so pretty good there. I'm not a big shopper. I've told you guys before, but I'm not really into clothes or anything like that. I like shoes and purses. I will say that, but overall I just don't spend a lot of money on things. So my phone bill was $70, and then my house expenses were $68. I got my grass cut for $45, and then I also got a paper towel holder, and I had to buy parts to fix my toilet. So not very luxurious owning a house, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm a homeowner. I'm proud to say that I'm a homeowner, but sometimes, you know, my house costs me more money or less money, but this month it was only $68, so I'm pretty happy about that. Restaurant was $31, so not a lot of money there. I will say Daniel usually pays for my food if we go out to eat, so this must be sometime when I was going to eat with someone else or going with my cousins or my friend or something like that, but only spent $31 on restaurant for this month. The next category is entertainment. I categorize that as like my subscriptions or if I go to the movies or something like that. So I spent $24, and that was on my Hulu and Spotify subscriptions. Next was alcohol. I only spent $19 this month, so not bad there. I think I bought a 6-pack of Corona and maybe a beer, so not too bad. I think we went to the brewery one day, but overall I did not spend very much money at all on alcohol, which means that I'm not drinking very much alcohol, so I'm really proud of that. The gym was the last expense, and that was $16, so overall I spent $1,555. I'm happy when I keep it around $2,000 a month, and that's just kind of, you know, what I'm comfortable with. Any more than that, and I can assume that I've had a major expense come up. I do pay some of my bills once a year or every 6 months, so that definitely changes things in the budget, but that is my budgeting for the month of August. When I make my October video, I will tell you guys about September expenses, and we can kind of look at that there. I'm guessing September is going to be a higher spend month because we're going on that cruise, and when I go on vacation, there's a part of me that just unlocks that I'm like, I need to spend all the money on all the things and get whatever I want, and don't worry about money. Money is a fictional concept. So overall, when I travel, I try to plan ahead so that I'm not getting hit with charges here and there, but I think that, you know, I'm not going to worry too much about spending money. We're on a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and I just really hope that we have a good time. Okay, so moving into favorites for the month. Some things that I really like this month. I love this Miss Myers candle. This is the lavender scent. I could not find a candle that smells this good. I don't know what it is about this. I got this for only $2 at my Amazon Overstock store, and so I haven't been able to find another one, but I just love this candle so much. It smells good. It makes the whole room smell good. I'm gonna be like super depressed when I run out of it. The next thing on my list of favorites is Diet Pepsi, and curse you, Leslie, for telling me about this, because ever since she introduced me to the world of Diet Pepsi, my life has not been the same. So good. Diet Pepsi, 0 calories, not 0 guilt, because I'm pretty sure it's filled with like horrible things for me, but this is something that is a treat for me and I've really enjoyed it. I also like Diet Cherry Pepsi. They had Diet Pepsi at Publix buy 2 get 2 free, but you had to buy the 12 packs, so we had to buy like 48 Diet Pepsi, so we are really into that right now. The next thing that I bought is this back scratcher. This is kind of funny. I was at the Dollar Tree and we were in line and I saw this while we were in line, and I freaking love this thing. It works so good. Oh, it feels so good. Ever since I had surgery on my back, it's been itching because I had like little needle marks in my back from where they gave me the numbing stuff. And this thing is really just coming in handy. They have it at Dollar Tree, only $1.25. Oh, and it does like this, so you can make it bigger or smaller. I freaking love this thing. I'm very enthusiastic about it. I used it to pet my dogs with, so it's probably disgusting, but anyways, I love this. This is probably my favorite of the month. Next up we have Aveeno. This is like a daily moisturizer and I've been using this a lot. It's just a little moisturizing cream and it feels so good, and it's got sunscreen in it, so I feel like, you know, when I'm going out for a hike or a walk, I try to put some of this stuff on because I feel like protecting your skin is really a good thing to do while you're young, because when you get older your skin, you know, looks wrinkly and gross and disgusting, and I don't want any of that to happen. So overall I am trying to make sure that I moisturize as often as possible. This is a really good product as far as like it smells really good. It's not overly harsh. I'm not sure how much it costs because I got it for $2 at the Amazon Overstock store. I find a lot of stuff in there that is supposed to retail for like 10 times the amount that they sell it for, so I'm lucky to get to try a lot of new products, but I am happy that I tried this one. Next favorite is Bath & Body Works. This is the Perfect Pumpkin, and this one smells really good. It's like a pumpkin smell. I recently got approved to sell Bath & Body Works on Amazon, so I had to buy a lot of Bath & Body Works products in order to do that, but this one smells really, really good. I've been using it every day to wash my hands, and I don't know, like, for a while I was like, Bath & Body Works is not it. They kind of like went downhill, but I think that they've picked up their quality quite a bit. They've kind of, I don't know, they've kind of tweaked things, and I really like their stuff. Okay, last favorite for you guys is the House of Dragon show on HBO. It's the Game of Thrones prequel, and I'm really enjoying it. Of course, it only comes out once a week, so it's something that, you know, I can't binge watch it like other shows, and I think that that's like a double-edged sword because, you know, you want to get it all, you want to watch it all and have it all, you know, in your brain at one time, but there's something kind of satisfying about having to wait, like having to kind of think about things and wait a week to see what's going to happen, and you can kind of speculate and mull over it in your mind a little bit, and so I'm really enjoying that show. I couldn't believe what happened this past episode, and I just kind of, I don't know, it's sort of something that is nostalgic for me because I used to watch Game of Thrones and now I'm getting to watch this show, so that is one of my favorites for the month. Alright guys, that is all of my favorites. That is my budget, that is my goals, that is my intentions, and I really hope that this video has been helpful for you guys to see how I go about setting up for the month. I know it's a longer video, but this is planning for my entire month, so when you think about it like that, an hour of planning for your month could really change the trajectory of how your month goes. And just being able to sit down with my journal and sit down and say, Bella, what is it that you want to accomplish this month? What do you want to focus on? Where do you want to point your energy? And just being able to kind of look at things like that is a really good thing for me, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I feel like when I share with you guys, I become more motivated to check off those goals, and I want to be a person who is always working on themselves, and I want to be someone who is, you know, proud of what I have accomplished but always looking for more. And so I think that, you know, setting these monthly goals definitely helps with that. So while my goals for September are less ambitious than before, I think that they're no less important than before because, you know, enjoying my life is the point of all of these goals. Like, enjoying my life is why I work so hard and why I, you know, spend time building my Amazon business and spend time working out. And I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I'm really thankful, and I really appreciate you guys staying to the end of this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I make videos about all types of things, and I try to share content that I feel like will be valuable to my audience. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care until then.